Hi everyone, I'm Hugo and I'm doing a quilt.
You are doing a quilt, and this is the fabric that you chose in the last episode so that we can get started. He doesn't even know what quilt he's going to make. You guys are going to have fun figuring that one out as we go.
And I want to add this one.
Oh, you want the batik
back
in here. You remember the unique thing about the front and the back of batiks?
They are the same.
They're basically the same, yeah. So with the hand dyeds, it's also the same. The front and backs are basically the same, so that's going to work out just great. And I might encourage you, if you follow along on this project, to put a zinger in the quilt, and I think this will be a good zinger.
A zinger, okay.
Okay, do you know that word?
No.
It means exciting, something that stands out, something that says,
oh, it's
look
like
at me.
Spicy thing.
Yeah, you like spicy things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hugo is a chef. As a matter of fact, at the end of this episode, we're going to talk about that cake that you made, and I'm not going to tell you any more, okay? You can talk about that at the end of this, all right? All right, so Hugo, what we're going to do for this is we're going to take our fabrics, and I just want to create some strips, all right? Strips, right. So I'm going to move these over. Let's just start with this beautiful turquoise. What color would you call this?
Yeah, turquoise.
Turquoise?
Yeah, turquoise because we have ocean color.
Now, I'm going to give you a test. This fabric, when it comes off the bolt or whenever it's got a fold, you can see it's folded right here, right? You can see the fold. This area along this edge and this edge, what is that word?
Selvage.
Selvage, exactly. So the selvage is together, and generally when we cut the fabric is going to be laid on a cutting mat. So I do recommend that you have a cutting mat, everybody. This is a self-healing mat, so that when you use the rotary cutter, and we've got one right here, when you use the rotary cutter, we're going to talk a little bit about safety today for the rotary cutter, but when that very sharp blade rolls on this mat, you don't know that it's cutting it. It's self-healing.
Okay.
And I do recommend that you get a good quality mat so that it will last you a long time. This is a rotary cutter, okay? The rotary cutter is an amazing tool for quilters because what in your world, in your previous past, did you cut with?
Scissors.
Yeah, scissors, because most people cut with scissors.
Yeah.
And most people would even cut their fabrics out with scissors, but the rotary cutter has really changed the way we do it. The rotary cutter also is almost always used with a ruler, and I'm not even going to use a ruler on this particular project, and I'm going to teach you that later, but not today, because all I'm going to do today is I'm just going to let you experience the rotary cutter, but we're going to create our strips a little bit differently. So what I want to do first, just so that you can get the hang of it, is I want to lay my folded edge on a line so it's kind of straight on the mat. And I'm looking at this edge, and I can already see that this edge is on about the 1/4 inch mark past, but it's about a 1/4 inch mark to the left of that edge up there.
So you're gonna cut a line.
So I want to get a new fresh start on this, okay? So let's do a fresh start by cutting on this line. And yes, most people would do that with a ruler, but we're not going to use a ruler today. We're going to pretend that you've got a piece of pie or a sheet cake and you just have to cut it. All right, now, there you go. You just tap that down and it's opened it. It's very sharp. You must keep your non-cutting hand, okay, you're right-handed. Your non-cutting hand needs to stay out of the way, but I want to show you a little trick. Everybody, this is a really good trick when you're not using a ruler. When you start cutting, it is possible that the fabric wants to make a wave. See that?
You have already.
Yeah, it kind of already is. But at some point, that wave is going to break, and if you keep cutting, it's going to make a jiggy jug, all right? So in order to avoid that, if you start cutting, and we're going to lose some fabric by doing this, I'm just going to start cutting into it, and I'm pressing down fairly hard, not crazy hard, but fairly hard. And I'm going to reach now with my non-cutting hand
the other
all
opposite.
the way to here. Yes. See how I can slightly tug that?
Yeah.
And as I'm cutting, I am going to be driving to this line. So that's what I'm watching for. I'm going to hold this, and I'm just going to drive, and I'm ever so slightly pulling, and now I've trimmed off this little extra. And now when we put this, by the way, on this particular rotary cutter, you opened it correctly. To close it, you just tip it over the other way. And you always want to close your rotary cutter because I charge you 25 cents if you leave it open.
Okay.
Can you pay? All right, so you have to remember, close your rotary cutter. All right, so now we have a nice, basically straight cut. And I want to cut 2.5 inches. And everybody, for this project, 2.5 inches is basically what we want. It's not about accuracy right now because I still want you to have fun and not worry about the quilt police.
Okay.
All right, so 1, 2.5, which is in the middle of these two.
This one.
Yep, in the middle, and 1, 2.5. So you're going to drive to the middle of that one and just see if you can do that. I'm going to step back because your non-cutting hand is going to grab all the way up there. And actually, let me step around. I want to show you. I want you to actually grab it like this so that as you're cutting, if you need to pull, you can. All right?
Yeah, I need to check
Yep.
where I'm going.
This is his first time ever cutting with a rotary cutter.
Okay.
And I'm okay if this is a little off because for this project, it's fine. 2.5 inches is where you're going. Everybody hold your breath. You better be applauding and giving him a big woo-hoo whenever this is done. I can tell you're doing it, Hugo. Yay! All right, you did it.
Yeah.
You did the right amount of pressure because sometimes if you don't press hard enough, it doesn't cut. And it might cut and then not cut and then not cut. And I should say, everybody, you really need a sharp blade. You need a fresh blade. You do not need one with a nick in it, or every time the wheel goes around, it'll have a little perforation and you won't have it cut all the way through, okay? Now, but we're going to make this a little bit more fun. And everybody, if you've got a kid, a youngster in your life that wants to do a quilt with you, this is a perfect quilt. Beginners and experienced people can do this quilt. It's really fun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have another strip that's about 2.5 inches. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to just measure 2.5 inches, 1, 2.5, and I'm just going to cut through the selvage about 1 inch.
Okay.
All right? Now, I'm going to do this. Get ready. We're going to learn how to tear fabric. I'm going to step back. You're going to take the fabric. You're going to go like this, all right? Now, that's as far as I can go. Are you right? It's as far as I can go without moving my hands.
You can use your mouth.
I can't finish it, right? Okay, so drop it and finish it with your knee.
Wow.
Okay? So there's a strip of fabric. So let's put that one here. And while you're making your own strip, let me tell everybody this does not always work well with commercial printed fabric, but it works okay with the hand-dyed fabric. So I love tearing fabric. So let's let you do another 2.5 inches. Think about it. What's your non-cutting hand? Yep. Great. Now generally you don't have to saw back and forth and back and forth.
Yes, I'm sure that I can.
I know. Just let you know. Just press, push, and you're done. All right. Now then you're going to take it. You're going to pull it apart.
Oops. Can I?
Yep. And then drop it. Drop it down. Finish it with your knee.
Oops.
Yay.
Like a pro.
Yes, that's the way the pros do it. Absolutely. All right, Hugo, we're going to now do this. I think we've got enough of those. I would probably take 2 or 3 strips from every fabric that you've selected, and that's what we're going to do now. Is we're simply going to use the selvage, open this up. I'm going to step away and make you do this. 2.5 inches, and you're ready to go again. Actually, do the next 2.5, which brings it to 5.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's all right.
I'm kind of new, you know.
Yeah, I heard about that. So now you've got the ability to do 2 strips.
Oh, at the same time?
No,
Oh.
yeah, you've already cut them. Drop. Very good.
One.
Oh, you almost knocked me out. Okay, I'll fold. You take the fabrics and go.
And
That may be a fat quarter. If it's a fat quarter, we'll have to deal with it a little bit differently.
How?
On this one, yep, we're going to go that direction, and we're going to go 2 of them. We'll still make them work.
I need to have a word which almost similar.
Selvage. What do you think a similar word is?
Sausage.
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 Sausage. This is your zinger fabric. This is the spicy.
Oh, I thought. Okay. It's like the main course.
Exactly. It's gonna get noticed. It's gonna be like Alexis in Schitt's Creek.
I'm a Lamborghini. I'm a Hollywood star. I'm a little bit tipsy when I drive my car. I'm a little bit.
Everybody, Hugo's made a stockpile of strips. Those are gonna work out great. We're gonna do that on the next episode, but I promised everybody that you would tell them about your cake today.
Yeah.
Tell them about the cake.
So it's pecan coffee cake, and I did frosty.
You did frosting?
Frosting.
Yeah, or an
frosting.
icing? Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I've already had a bite.
It is good.
It is good. Are you going to give everybody your recipe?
Yeah.
Sure, why
Yeah,
not?
why not?
Making up recipes, making cakes, it's going to be good. We're having some fun right here
Yeah.
on Hugo Makes
Cakes
a Quilt.
with quilts.
You want to know what he's going to do next, but you're going to have to come back and watch because
Yeah.
we're just going to keep going.
Even me, I don't know.
Bye.